Let's find the value of x for which the square root of x times x plus 1 is equal to 10. Well, we're going to be applying substitution by saying that let the square root of x be equal to p. So if the square root of x is equal to p, that means x will be equal to p squared. So the square root of x, we're going to be substituting p times x is p squared plus 1 equal to 10. Now let's open up the bracket. P times p squared is p cubed plus p times 1 is p equal to 10. Now we're going to be breaking down 10. So we have p cubed plus p. We'll break down 10 such that one of the number must be a perfect cube. And I'm going to be using 8 because 8 is a perfect cube. So 8 plus 2 gives 10. Now our next step will be for us to move the items on the right hand side to the left hand side. Here we have a perfect cube, which is p cubed. We move this perfect cube 8 to the left hand side to become minus 8. Here we have plus p. Now we move 2 to the left hand side to become minus 2. And this is equal to 0. Well, this expression can now be simplified into p cubed minus 2 cubed plus p minus 2 equal to 0. Now we have an expression in difference of 2 cubes. An expression in difference of 2 cubes, let's say a cubed minus b cubed, can be written as a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So we can write this expression like this. So this will become p minus 2 times p squared minus 2p plus 2 squared. Well, actually, 2 squared is equal to 4. So I'm going to be writing 4 there instead. And close brackets. And then plus p minus 2 equal to 0. Now we have p minus 2 to be common. So we can factor out p minus 2. And then open a bracket. Well, p minus 2 times p squared minus 2p plus 4 divided by p minus 2, we have this, which is p squared minus 2p plus 4, and then plus p minus 2 divided by p minus 2 is 1, and this is equal to 0. Now let's simplify this. So we have p minus 2 times p squared minus 2p. 4 plus 1 is 5, so this is plus 5 equal to 0. So we have 2 cases. So case 1 is p minus 2 equal to 0, or case 2, we have this, which is p squared minus 2p plus 5 to be equal to 0. On solving case 1, we see that we can move negative 2 to the right hand side so that we have p to be. As negative 2 crosses to the right, it becomes positive 2. Now we're going to check if we have positive integer from here. The reason we're looking for positive integer is because we said let the square root of x be equal to p. So x is a positive integer. So we're going to look for the discriminant. So the discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. So our a from here is 1, our b is negative 2, and our c is 5. So the discriminant now becomes b squared, which is going to be negative 2 squared, minus 4 times a times c. So 4 times a is 1, times c is 5. So the discriminant now becomes negative 2 squared, which gives 4, minus 4 times 1 times 5 is 20. So discriminant now becomes 4 minus 20 is actually negative 16, which is negative. So we can't be using this because this is going to give us a complex solution. So our focus will be on the positive integer of p. So now let's solve for x. So we have to recall from our substitution that we said the square root of x is equal to p, and so therefore x is equal to p squared. We got the value of x to be equal to 2, so we're going to substitute 2 here. So this becomes 2 squared, which results to 4. So the value of x we've got is equal to 4. Now let's check our solution to see if that is correct. Our given question is the square root of x times x plus 1 equal to 10. We have the left hand side and we have the right hand side. Now I'm going to be taking the left hand side because that is what we want to prove to have 10. So take the left hand side. The left hand side we have the square root of x, so that's the square root of 4 because x is 4 times x plus 1, that is 4 plus 1. We want to see if our results will be equal to 10. Now, the square root of 4 is 2 times 4 plus 1, that is 5. We want to prove that that is equal to 10. Now, 2 times 5 is 10, which is actually equal to 10. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side are actually the same, which shows that x is equal to 4 is a solution. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.